Ready, set, go.
Hi everybody!
Hello.
It's Thursday tea party.
Happy Thursday.
Yes. So we're back with our setting from last week.
I know we got some feedback that people were like, the lighting is much better.
Yes. So here we are.
We like feeling comfortable in our enclosed room.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yes.
With better lighting.
Right. So we just send Dr. G to his office and make him close the door and take over the office for 15 minutes or so.
We take over the office for hours at a time.
We do. Yes.
He loves us.
As the UPS driver said yesterday, are you guys always here?
Same time you are.
No. That's right. We're always here in spirit. So, I mean,
Yeah. And we always take this place with us everywhere else.
right.
Because really,
Yeah, we're always talking about this out there.
We got to work that into what we're talking about today.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And
Okay.
it's fitting.
Yes. So with our topics that we always come up with every week, usually Monday, we have no idea what we're going to talk about.
So we got a lot of it. We've said this before. There's a lot of stuff rattling around up here. We just have to figure out what's going to be the focus.
Yes. And so we had someone who came back into the office. She had been gone for a little bit, just stuff going on in life
Pandemic.
in general. Yeah.
Pandemic.
2020. I mean, happened to everybody.
As much as parts of us want to forget it.
Right. But so she came back in the office and just having a conversation with her and asking her how she had been, if she was still teaching, which is what she had been doing. And she said she had stopped teaching, that she had kind of reevaluated things, realized that she had lost her passion for teaching, and decided to quit. And is now kind of searching for what she wants to do and finding what her passion is. And so we thought, oh my gosh, like that would be a great topic to talk about. So that's where we started.
So shout out to teachers out there, because
Yes.
y'all have, talk about a whole different race to run in the world. So
Mm-hmm. Yes.
all hail
Thank you.
to you guys that are, keeping at it. And on that note, I could understand how in the changing shape of that, you could lose your passion for it, especially if you are a person-to-person person.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's, so in that,
Well,
it's,
oh,
no, go
I
ahead.
think also part of with hers is she was constantly stressed about her job, and when she was coming in before everything happened, as much as she loved her job, it was equally as stressing. And I think that was, so where do you draw the line on, is all of this stress still benefiting me and my passion? And because there's always going to be stress, and how you handle the stress, and it just takes on a different,
It is the existence of what that stressor is. Does the passion for it, does your want and desire for it outweigh what you are encountering
Yeah.
in that scenario?
Yeah.
Whatever the job, the profession, do the silver linings,
Outweigh everything else.
outweigh or outshine everything else.
Yeah.
Where I was going with that before too was that I think whenever I'm realizing that I use you a lot more than we, and I want to change that because I want it to be we. When we are challenged by what we thought was a driving force for our purpose or our passion, and we have to reevaluate, I think that is when we have to have compassion for ourselves. And especially in regards to hearing this client's story, that takes a lot of courage.
Absolutely.
To just reflect and look at it and say, I don't know if this is what I can do any longer. And I know, because I mean, teaching is a very, I don't think it's as undervalued anymore, but it's always making a change, whether we know it or not, whether you see it or not, it's making a change somewhere. To stop that and to pivot and to also pivot and not know where you're going takes a lot of courage.
Absolutely.
And a lot of grieving, I think. There is a grief process that happens in letting go of anything, the loss of anything, the loss of her ideal.
Especially if you identify as like, I am a teacher, if that is part of what you feel is your identity, that's a huge transition to go from, okay, I'm no longer, I guess you can always teach in life, but being an actual, teacher, if you identify with your profession, like I know that's one thing, Dr. G, like he identifies himself, like I am a chiropractor, that's not what I just do as a job, like I am a chiropractor, but so yeah, it's definitely a process of going through everything.
And I was sharing a quote with Aaron about how it came from the book Maybe You Should Talk to Somebody, or Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Lori Gottlieb. If you need it, read it. It is fantastic. But in ending, she has this quote that says, sometimes you have to take a leap of faith and experience something before its meaning becomes apparent. And I think that it is the experience of just walking with that, committing to yourself the compassion to recognize that you want something different, that you're not being filled in some way. And even if it's super slow progress, you keep moving forward to something that does fill you more. And that experience and that faith is what will bring that to you. And our own stories here are, they're relative and relevant to that very fact. We didn't know we were getting into here.
Yeah.
But somebody saw potential in us. Thank goodness Dr. G approached us the way that he did. We both had fantastic jobs where we were before. And I know for me, that was, I felt absolutely flattered that somebody had been taking in who I was and how I related to other people. And I know that he was doing the same thing with you, to say, I think you'd be a really good fit for what we do and what we offer and who we serve here. What do you think about coming on?
Yeah.
And where I was not unhappy. However, I also knew I wasn't staying there forever. I knew that it was an in-between spot for me, and it was a great in-between spot for me where I was in my life right there. Having the faith to take on coming here 17 years ago has changed my life incredibly. It has created, it filled that void that I wanted passion to be, and I didn't know it until I got here. And it was like finding a Garden of Eden, honestly, where, but I didn't know that going in.
Right.
I had an idea of what chiropractic was, and this place totally turned that on its head. And I know that your story is similar.
Yeah, because I knew nothing about chiropractic, and I'd never been to a chiropractor. My idea of what a chiropractor was completely not what we do here. But I knew Dr. G from just being a customer, and I thought, you know what, I'll take that leap of faith and see where, it leads me. And thank God I did, and then after
Thank God she did.
and then, after being here, so it'll be, I always forget, it's either 9 or 10 years coming up in July, that would then turn into something that I am so passionate about and sharing with other people about. And it just fuels you. And then once you find that, it's hard to stop.
Yeah. And for us, it's authentic. Like what I was saying before, like, we do take who we are inside these walls outside of here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not just, chiropractic, I believe, is an extension of who we are. We are not chiropractors. However, we feel very called and obligated to offer our version of healing for, what it can be to those that come in here. And just like in, being approached by Dr. G all those years ago for each of us, you can't help but be attracted to his energy.
Right.
Because it is vitalistic, because it is life-giving, powerful. It's not forceful. It's not forced. It is not fake. It's very authentic. And when we're doing what we're called to do and we feel fueled and fired by that, it's going to show. And it's not just going to show up in the walls of your office or in the walls of the profession that you're in. It's going to show in your life. So we get it,
Yeah.
and we welcome those stories.
Oh, absolutely.
That, because it takes a lot of trust for people to tell, what's going on in their lives that they could be absolutely uncertain and untethered about. And we value that people trust us that much. And we, my goodness, we herald it. We just champion it as well. Because that, we want people to be the most optimal version of who we can all be.
Yeah. And
part of that comes with a breaking down. Break it all down into the pieces to figure out who you are as a whole, and what it is that's in between all those pieces that's really the glue that holds you together.
Yeah.
Holds any of us together. So I know she'll find her way.
Yes.
With all the right support, as we all do, and that's so important.
Well, and we're excited, one, that she was wanting to share that with us, and that we get to be a part of that journey where we watch her grow and find what she is wanting to do. So the fact that we get to kind of come along for the ride with her, we're super excited to be a part of.
And be inspired by her. I mean, just the act that whenever you shared the story with me, it was like we looked at each other and we went, that's our topic.
Yep.
That's our topic for this week. And stepping into something new is quite fearful for many people.
Yeah.
And in an atmosphere that if that's what you choose to succumb to right now, because there is so much fear out there right now, to take that and to say, no, I'm gonna find a way to make myself anew in all of this, and then it can't catch you. That fear can't catch you if you just keep choosing to rise above it and grow from it. So it's nice to be inspired by so many people that come in here.
Well, and so for as many people that inspire us, it was also, so Saturday I ran into someone who said she watches our videos, and which I was we do these videos because we love to do them. And we hope that people are watching, and we hope that people, receive what messages that we're trying to send. But when she told me that, I watch your videos and I just love you guys, and it was so nice to what we are passionate about, that people are actually receiving it. So
yeah, it's always nice to have the support.
Yes.
And the affirmation, the affirmation from somebody else, because we're going to do them regardless.
Right.
We like to hear ourselves talk. We have very good ideas, and we want to share them with whoever wants to receive them.
Yes.
But it is very nice to have the other side, and somebody to really just say, I love what you're doing, and hear it. So seek out those people in your life.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Seek out your cheerleaders, seek out your support people. Recognize when somebody's not, bless them, and don't get involved in the drama of that. Just keep walking your path to courageously figure out who you are, and who you're creating yourself to be.
So a good stopping point, I think.
Yeah. All right.
So thanks again for watching us.
Yes, thank you.
And then we will be back next Thursday.
Yeah.
We're coming in just to pretty much do our talk. The office is closed next Thursday. Dr. G's son is getting married on Friday.
Party.
Yes, so we are excited.
We are. Also Cinco de Mayo next Wednesday, so
Yeah.
come in for some fun Cinco de Mayo stuff.
Yeah.
Not a whole big deal, but
No.
it's just fun.
Yeah. Non-alcoholic, because you really shouldn't drink on the job.
Openly.
I promise.
We were trying to opt for tequila, but yeah, that might make for an interesting afternoon.
No.
After a couple of those. Anyway, so yeah, we've got a really fun week next week, and it's Mother's Day next weekend, so we'll kind of touch on some of that.
Yeah.
Too.
Give a shout out to all the mamas out there.
And anyone who has to take on a mama role. Because there's a lot of individuals in this world that do not birth their own flesh and blood, but they nurture and mother, and in the truest form of what it is. So shout out to all those individuals. So,
All right.
anyway, that's it for this week.
All right. So we'll see you next week.
All right.
All right.
Be well, everyone. Bye-bye.